G'day, I'm John Ford from Caravan World, and I'm with Robin Harris from On The Move up in Queensland, mate. It's great weather you brought.
Yeah. Sunny one day, rainy the next.
Thanks for inviting us along. This is the launch of the new Infinity range, and it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's correct. This is our first foray into a tourer van.
Yep.
We're pretty excited about this, and I'm looking forward to showing you what we've come up with.
So it seems to me the touring market is really picking up in Australia. People aren't necessarily wanting a big off-road caravan. Not everybody anyway.
Yeah, I think, look, John, there's an element of both. And On The Move is 24 years old now, and for 24 years we've just played in the off-road, off-grid market. But there's a massive portion of people. We're in a caravan park right now on the Gold Coast, and you know, let's be realistic, there must be 150 caravans in here, and they're all in the caravan park.
It's impressive. We went for a drive this morning up into the mountains west of here. Wouldn't really like that. I'll talk about that in a bit more, but in the meantime, let's duck inside and have a look at this van.
Here we are.
It's a big van, isn't it?
7.2 metres.
7.2, so 23 feet.
Yeah, this is a couple's van, so it's a 23-foot rear club lounge. So technically a couple, but what we're looking at here can actually collapse down to a bed.
Yep.
So you could have a third person in the van, but definitely designed with couples in mind, with plenty of space. So designed for someone who wants to spend a bit more time than normal in a caravan.
Yeah. So that's really what the Infinity range is, isn't it? It's people who want to go and stay in caravan parks more than, you know, out in the bush all the time.
Yeah, we make a lot of models that are made to be off-grid. We make models that are made to be off-road. This was the area of the market we weren't making a caravan in. So this was quite deliberate that this is a blacktop tourer. It is made to be in caravan parks, which we find most of our customers are doing in caravans anyway. It just doesn't bring the added expense of an off-road caravan to it.
Yeah. Well, what I'm hearing is that a lot of caravan owners are probably using their caravan, you know, maybe 3 or 4 times a month. You know, maybe even less than that. So, you know, being able to go to somewhere like a caravan park, set it up quickly, plug it into the power, and then, you know, just spend the time relaxing, that makes a lot of sense.
It's exactly right. So some of the data we've been getting back through industry bodies is, and there's always the exception to the rule, there's a lot of people who own a caravan, they're doing a lap of Australia, but the usage across a full calendar year is about 6 weeks now.
I said before we had a drive and I was really impressed, but one of the things about this van is its weight. It's pretty impressive. It's light.
Yeah, so we've got a 3.5 tonne ATM in the van. The van as we're sitting in it right now only weighs 2,450 kilos.
Pretty good, isn't it,
so
for a van this size?
We're giving someone over 1,000 kilos of payload in this caravan. And when you have a look at the amount of space we've built into the caravan, you've got to be realistic and give a good payload for it, because there's a lot of space to put things into.
The van's got the look of the rest of the On The Move vans. Looks like the same outside, the construction, but there's a few things going on underneath that are quite different.
Yeah, so we actually, even though it's an on-road van, not an off-road van, we've still used the same construction methodology and technology even in our off-road vans. So we are still a one-piece roof, which means the rear wall, the roof and the front wall are all one singular piece. We then have our patented lock and block system, which is a dovetail system where the walls and the roof come together. There's an aluminium block in the roof piece, and that's what the wall screws into. So it's terrific. It gives us about a 1 mil tolerance across the entire roof.
I noticed the chassis looks a bit different. It's a box section, but it's still got the Desert Master A-frame, which is like a signature look for the brand, isn't it? But from there back, it's all box tube.
Yeah, very deliberately done. As you say, the Desert Master chassis is a signature look for us, so we've kept the A-frame. We have a tube box chassis behind the A-frame. We've still gone over the top in that. Instead of using, I guess, regular 350 grade steel, we're using 490 grade steel in that, so very close to automotive steel, but we wanted to keep the front the look so that you can actually tell and On The Move visually even without seeing the decals on the van.
Yeah, okay. So it's not an off-road van, maybe a semi-off-road van? What sort of terrain are we talking about?
No, it's been deliberately built to be an on-road van,
yep,
to be a tourer. We've got semi-off-road vans in the range, we've got extreme off-road vans in the range. This was just the part of the market that we weren't catering to.
Yep.
So the van quite deliberately built to be on-road. So torsion bar suspension, but also with shock absorbers as well. So it'll take the rough road that Australia has. We don't have a lot of great roads in Australia, but definitely designed to still be on the blacktop.
So in reality, there's not that many places around Australia that you're going to miss. I mean, you can go out to Ningaloo, park the van at Yardie Station and drive down and see everything, you know. Yeah. You can get to Esperance on the blacktop, spend time down there, you know. I think people get a little bit carried away about off-road and off-grid sometimes, and this is certainly something that you could travel around Australia in quite happily.
Oh, look, I completely agree, John. At the end of the day, the off-grid off-road is suitable for some people. It's not suitable for everybody. If you think about it, this is a caravan you could do a lap. You can do a lap of Australia and still stay on blacktop. And really, let's be honest, how far would you have to drive to go from one caravan park to another in Australia?
Yeah.
It's not days on end.
No.
They're literally hours apart.
Yeah. So we're calling it a blacktop tour, and that's fair enough. So it's probably got a minimum sort of self-sufficiency rating. I think there's a 100 amp AGM battery and a couple of 100 watts of solar.
Correct. Also has 100 litres of fresh water. All of that can be extended by a customer. A customer can have more batteries, more solar, more fresh water tanks. The option and availability is there across the entire range to double everything that it has.
Yep.
But for what it's built for and the purpose that it's intended to be used for, we think that's ample amount that it starts with.
I've got to say, when you come in here, it's quite impressive. It's got a really nice feeling of space. I think the colours are understated. I think, the little bits of timber really give that sort of nice, warm, homely feel. And the light colours in here give it a really nice, airy feeling. But there's things in here that I haven't seen before. This design with the central bathroom that gives you the privacy of a closed-off toilet, I think that's a really inspired. You see that central bathroom quite a lot, but not in that setup where everything's privatised.
Yeah, we've deliberately built this caravan along the lines of 3 separate rooms.
Yep.
So we've got our main bedroom, which can be closed off at the front. We've got separate shower and toilet in the centre, toilet on the offside, shower on the awning side. And then we move back to the area we're in now, which is our kitchen/dining area. But it is 3 distinctive rooms within the caravan.
Yeah, enough bench space there, I think. I like the fact that you've got the microwave down low, from a safety point of view. I like that idea. These sort of black designer style taps, they look really modern. Big windows. I like the roll top cupboard up there, adds a nice soft touch. The washing machine near the door, I reckon that's a great idea.
Otherwise, what we find is that's a dead space.
Yep.
There's nothing happening there. By putting the washing machine there, one of the things you will notice in this caravan is the amount of cupboard space it has, whether we refer to that as a linen cupboard or a pantry, but right next to the fridge, that's as much cupboard space as some people will have in their house.
I like to look at the fridge, almost floor to ceiling, and the narrow shape with 2 big doors. Pretty big, like 188 litres. That's a pretty good size for a couple, I think.
Yeah, very good size fridge, good size freezer as well. And as you say, we've taken up the whole space. There are fridges we could get that are smaller, and maybe it doesn't need something as big, but we're a big fan of, if we can do better and do more, do so.
Yeah, under the bed as well?
Yep, storage under the bed, external locker access with a tunnel boot going all the way through. We've got overheads above the bed. We've got hanging cupboards next to the bed. Yes, it's a couple's van, but I've got to say there's more storage space in here than the average couple would need.
Well, it just gives you that opportunity to go for longer trips, doesn't it? And if you're going away for a few days or a weekend, you can take all sorts of going out clothes and a few water toys, things like that.
Full tunnel boot. Through the rear as well as the front.
Yeah, that's good. What other innovations are in here that we should talk about?
So we've got a massive toilet here.
Yep.
So it's not your normal smaller toilet, and the reason behind that is obviously we're in a 23-foot van.
Yep.
So we've got the ability to expand in space.
Yep.
It's not cramped, and we've got to be a bit realistic. Caravans are all about compromise.
Yep.
We're trying to get someone's house and move it into a relatively small vehicle. One of the areas we compromise, all of us all the time, is shower and toilet. This van let us move away from that.
Yep.
Massive toilet area and even larger shower area.
Yeah, it's not the first van to do it, but having the shower and the toilet separate means you're going to be both used at the same time.
Yep.
I really like the lighting around the top. Really nice touch, gives it a really nice homely feel. But I think being able to close off the bedroom, that's another good idea. Somebody could be watching TV or talking with one of their mates, and
someone's getting a good night's sleep.
And you got that privacy. I think that's good. And the bedroom's pretty spacious. Plenty of cupboards, big overhead cupboards. They're quite deep. And this side cupboard, plenty of hanging space. I like that. And you've got the charging points and the 240 points down the bottom. Decent sort of lights up there for reading.
So all the modern things we've become used to.
Yep.
Bedhead's padded. It will be done in the exact same trim as the rear lounge.
Yep.
So if a customer selects a different colour, then the padding in the bedhead will change colour at the same time.
That's
the overhead mood lighting we've used again as we have done throughout the entire caravan.
And big windows. They'd be big flat windows. I like that. It's impressive, mate, and you've got the same warranty on this as you have on the other vans with 3.5.
All Caravans with the same warranty. So we've got a 5-year warranty on the chassis,
Yep.
and a 3-year warranty on all of the construction, so the
Yep.
body itself. So,
Yep.
you know, whether we're talking about a cupboard, we're talking about a wall, 3 years and 5 years on the chassis.
Well, that's a pretty good warranty. Elephant in the room, mate. What's this going to cost me?
This Caravan we're standing in now is 82,990, but the range starts at 66,990.
Yeah.
So for our first single axle, we actually have 6 layouts throughout the range. So we've got 3 couples vans, 3 family vans. So we'd like to think we're catering for everyone there, not only in the layout of the van, but in the price structure as the van as well.
Well, for 82,990, that sounds like incredible value. That's
A lot of Caravan, and as I said at the start, one of the things that we found we were missing within our range was for someone to have a Caravan like this, all we were making was an off-road Caravan. They're well and truly into the $100,000 bracket. So
Yeah.
we're looking at it going, if you're not going to go off-road,
Yep.
what's the extra $20,000 or $30,000 getting you?
Yeah. It sort of had me thinking when I first heard, the price. You could buy this Caravan, tour for a couple of years and get home, stay in a caravan park every night and get home and probably spend less than you would on some off-road caravans and not miss out on too much on your way around.
I think you'd be right. I think there'd be a lot of Caravans that would exceed that budget, whereas this is trying to play within that sphere of, as I said before, you could technically do a lap of Australia. There's enough caravan parks in Australia.
Yep.
And your initial outlay is not too large to start caravanning.
Yeah. Well, thanks, mate. Thanks for showing us. Thanks for inviting us along to the launch. And
Thank you for coming,
all
mate.
the best
Very
with it.
proud of it and very happy that you guys have come to have a look at it.
No, thank you. Thanks for watching. It's John Ford from Caravan World, and you'll see a full review coming up in the July issue.